Hi everyone, I am back to show you guys how to make this gorgeous component, this snowflake bracelet. I have already gotten this much completed on my live show. I completed the whole bracelet, but I took some off so I can redo the component in this video to show you how to make this component and how to actually join it and put your cut button on and put your end on. Now, for this component, you will need, if you're not buying the kit, and I don't have a lot of them for sale, so you will need 10 4mm crystal bicones, and these are in a Swarovski. You'll need 10 3mm Swarovski bicones. You will need 5 of a red colored 15-0 seed bead, and you will need 35 in a white 15-0 seed bead. You're going to need 5 of these Rose Montees. Now, you couldn't see them in the actual video, but these are the ones with the square box, so the holes are not crisscross. They're just straight across like this, making an X. Okay? You see? Let me get my fingers out of there so you can see. There you go. We are not going to be working in these holes on going straight across. We're going to be working in them on a diagonal. So now to start this, actually, this looks like, there we go. Sometimes I like to use my pliers and push down all the prongs so I don't end up losing these stones, because these are just cheap Rose Montees that you can find on eBay, anywhere actually. So we're going to start off with picking up these Montees upside down. Okay, so turn them all upside down. Like this. And you're going to need 5 of your 3mm bicones. So I'm working with the little guys. So you're going to pick up 1 3mm bicone. Okay. So let me put this here so you guys can see. You're going to need to pick up your Monte on a diagonal. So you need to pick it up this way. I hope you guys can see this. But you're picking it up on a diagonal. You're going to go across the corner of the box. And you're going to pick it up that way. And you're going to pick all of them up the same way. So I'm at the very top. I've got my box of my Monte box facing up to me, the bottom, and I'm going to pick it up from the top here across the 2 holes this way, okay, like so. But first we want to pick up a crystal, a 3mm, and then you're going to pick up your Monte like so. It's upside down, so I want to pick them all up the same way on a diagonal. So I'm catching through the corners of the Monte box, the base of it, and like that. 3mm, and your last Monte, like that. Okay, bring it all down to the end. Whoa. These ones are going to fall off just about. 2. So when you flip this over, you will see that your Montes are all upright. Let me come up closer so you can see how I did this. Okay? They're all facing up and they're all picked up in all on the very top. So they're hanging down. So when I make a circle and tie this, which it's way too close now. Okay. I'm going to tie this, and I'm going to go twice around in the loop. But be very careful when you close this with a knot, because your Monty goes awkward. Okay, I'm not even going to fully close it yet. I'll pull it tight once I know I have that thread not caught anywhere under my Monty. Okay, and then I'm doing this very carefully that I don't snag it. There we go. There we go. Now you want to pull it good and tight. Okay, and look, you have your little tiny snowflake. So this is what it should look like, guys. See? Tiny little snowflake here. And now you're just going to work your needle all the way around, going into the 3mm, and you're only going to be able to snag one bead at a time, as I said in the live video, because of the angle you picked up these Montees. It's kind of challenging to try and go through it with the crystals. So make sure you go through those holes and not out the front of it, which is very easy to do. Okay, through the holes. I just flip it around to find the easiest way to get through that Monty. Sorry. And I want to go all the way around until I reach where I put the knot. Let's see. Here we go. I'm just flipping it back and forth. It's just easier to see the angle I'm going on when it comes to these Montees. Alright, I've reached. No, I haven't reached. Sorry. Looked like I did, but I didn't. But I am reached my knot right here. Oops, see? It's so easy to go into the wrong hole. Stick with the same holes you picked it up in. There we go. What am I doing here? Okay. Now, I want to go past my knot, so I'm going to go into the bicone, past my knot now. And my tail just wants to be a pain. Okay, and then you're going to go through your Monty, but this time you're going to go the right way. You're going to go straight across. So that will bring your needle to the top holes of your Montees here. Okay? So let me bring my camera up just so you can see what I'm doing. Okay? Let me hold it. I don't want to be too close. You're going to go into this hole from the bottom. Hang on. Right through to the top. So you're going to go this way now. Oops. It's not going to focus. One sec. There we go. Okay, see? I'm coming out the top of these holes now. So bring your thread right through there. So instead of going on the diagonal part of the Monty, you're going to go straight across, as you originally would when you're using these. Alright, So there is your thread coming out at the top of your Monty. You see, we still can go on the diagonal here. Alright. Now you're going to pick up your 4mm. This is where you'll be using those and the last 5 of your 3mm. So you're going to pick up a 4, a 3, and a 4. Okay? This is what you have on your needle. Now, you're coming out of your Monty on this side here. You're going to go straight across on a diagonal into the next Monty this way. Okay? This way. And then you're just going to place your crystals in there like this. Alright? Pick up a 4mm, a 3mm, and a 4mm. Go across into your Monty on a diagonal, like this. Like that. Pick up a 4mm, a 3mm, and a 4mm. Go across on a diagonal into your Monty, like this. Sometimes it is easier to work from the back. You can see what you're doing. Right, like that. 4mm, 3mm, and a 4mm. Okay, come across into the Monty like this. See how beautiful your star, snowflake, and your 4mm, 3mm, and a 4mm. And then you're going to go right across into your last, where you actually started, is where you're going to end up finishing. Going across like that. Okay. Oopsies. And there's your little star, like snowflake. Look at how gorgeous. Now make sure you keep this pulled nice and tight, okay, so your snowflake stays in shape. Look at how gorgeous this is, guys. Alright, so you're exiting out of your top of your Monty. So you're just going to take your needle and go into the make sure you pull it tight and hold it tight so it doesn't come loose. Go into your 4mm up like this and give it a good tight pull. Okay, it's still very loose, as you can see right now, but it'll tighten up. Pick up 7 of the white. Oops, I've got a little doggy hair here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Pick up 7 white of your 50 nose. You're going to skip the 3mm in the middle there, and you're just going to go right down into the 4mm on the other side of that group. And then you're just going to sit your 50 nose on top like this. Now between these 4mm, between the sections, you're going to pick up 1 red 50 no, and you're going to go right up into your 4mm, and you're going to pull tight, and you're going to place that red 50 no between your sections, and you'll feel it starting to tighten up. So pick up 7 more of your white. Skip the 3, go into the 4. Pick up a 50 no in the red. Go back up the 4mm on the other section. I know I'm really close and I'm trying really hard to stay in frame, but I need you to see because these crystals are very, very hard to see. Okay, so pull that nice and tight. So now you have 2 red ones in there. And now you're going to just continue with picking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 15-0s. Skip the 3, go into the 4. Set those on top like that. One red one. Go back up into your 4mm. Like so. Okay. And you're going to place this. Why is this not? Gee, come on. Why is this not sitting right? Ah, I see. My thread went underneath the Monty into the prong. There we go. See, it snagged in here on the prawn, or what do you call those things? The thing that holds the stone on. So make sure you watch for that. Pick up 7 more. Skip the 3mm, go into the 4. Like that. Placing them on top. Pick up your 15-0 red. Oops, I'm out of frame. Pick up your 15-0 red, go up the crystal, 4mm crystal, like this. And pull it. Make sure it didn't get snagged underneath there again. No. Alright, it should pull into place. Okay, and now you could feel it stiffening up. Your Monties are sticking up. It's so pretty. And now you're going to pick up your last 7 white 15-0s. Skip the 3, go into the 4. There we go. And pick up your last 15-0 in the red. And go up the 4mm crystal. And as you can see, it's starting to get nice and tightened. But while you're at it in the same pass, go up in the first 3 white seed beads. Okay? And place that right in there like this. So there is your little star snowflake. Alright? Now we're just going to protrude out the points of this. Okay, so you're up in the 3rd one. You're going to pull this middle bead up like this. You're going to take your thread, your needle, and skip that middle bead and go down first 3 or the next 3, the bicone, and into, oh, I see where my thread snagged in here too. Oh boy, it's snagged underneath the hang on, I gotta get that fixed. Okay, we got her fixed. So, now back to this part. I had my thread was snagged underneath this corner prong, so I just lifted the prong and pulled the thread out. Now, you're gonna skip that middle one. You're gonna go down the 3, down the bicone, and into the 15-0 like this. So you're gonna do it all in one pass. Alright? Pull that. Now you're going to lift this bead up. See how it's pointing? Pull it tight and lock that thread in there. So now you can see that bead is locked and protruding out, and that's the way you want it. So now you're going to go up the 4mm and up the first 3 beads of the next point like this. Okay, go down, skip the middle one, down the side, so skip this bead here, down these 3, down the bicone, and into the red 15-0 at the bottom of your bicone like this. Okay, Alright, now to tighten this up, you're going to go pull this bead up. Sometimes the thread wants to push it down and give that a good tight pull. So now your star or your snowflake has the point. I'm going to keep doing this up this bicone into the first 3 15-ohs. Oopsies. Okay. Skip this one. Down these 3. Down the bicone and into the 15-oh. All in one pass. See? Alright. And as you can see, your thread pulls this bead down, so you want to pull it up and pull it tight. Okay? So your point stays on the top. Okay, so up the 4mm, so we have 2 more left, into the first 3 15s. There we go. I knew I'd get it eventually. Skipping the middle one, going down these 3. The bicone. And the 15-oh, like that. Pull up your bead, your middle bead, give it a good tight pull. Okay. Now we have 1 left. So you want to go up your 4mm into the first 3. Skipping this bead here, going down to the bicone and into the 15-oh, like so. And before you give it a good tight pull, pull that bead up and pull tight. So there is your snowflake. Look at that. All your points are protruding out. So now just work your needle up until you come out of that first point that you made. So go up, exit out of that first point, like so, and exit through your point. Because now we're going to attach this. That's the bottom, that's the top. Okay, so now we're going to attach it to our bracelet. Now, as I was saying on my live video, I attach them on a like a zigzag. Okay, let me zoom out here. I attach them on a zigzag here. So I attach one here, here, here. You can see how I attach them. One here, one there, one here, one there. So this is what we're doing now. So since I attached one on the upper part of the star shape or snowflake, you know I need to attach the next one here. Okay? Because if you hold these up all the same way, you'll see one here, one there. It's just every one's different. So you're going to take because I did it here, I'm going to do it here. Okay? So now you need 4 3mm and 2 6mm round Swarovski crystals. These are bead 5000. These bicones are 5328 4mm crystal AB. And the small 3mm is 5328 3mm crystals. That is the bicone shape. Alright, so we're coming out of our star, but we're coming out on this side of our star, okay? We're exiting on this side. We're going to go in on this side of the star on here, okay? So you're going to pick up 1 3mm, 1 6mm, and 1 3mm on your needle. And you're going to go through this point here of this star on your bracelet and pull your thread. Okay, so it looks like this. A wee bit so you can see. Okay, you're going to pick up a 3mm, a crystal, 6mm crystal, and a 3mm. And now you're just going to go right back through that 15-0 on the tip of your snowflake where you started. Okay? Like so. And I am pulling all my beads everywhere. And now you've attached your snowflake. Now you're going to reinforce in here. And because my thread is long enough, I will be able to put my cup button on. I'll just work my needle up to where I gotta go. So I'm just reinforcing, guys. I'm just going right through all these beads again, pulling it tight.
Hello?
Through here. Alright. So I've gone through that twice. Okay, like this. See? Now I'm just going to work my needle up. So I am coming out of this point here. Because I put it on this side here, I'm going to put my cup button up on there. So I'm going to work my way around. I'm going to cut through whatever beads I can cut through, keeping my thread path. I'm not going to change anything here. So I'm just going to work my needle up. And in here and up. So instead of going, instead of going through the tips, I'm just cutting across and going right into the crystals. So instead of going all the way up in this, I'm just going into the 3mm because this originally where and then in the 50-0s. Don't forget the 50-0s. And it is getting a little tight, so. Oh my God, Miku. 7 o'clock in the morning and he's doing that kind of crap. Okay, you can still see I need to be over here. So I'm just going to continue. Sorry if you can't see me, but I need to hold this a little closer because these beads are so tiny I can't see the darn nails. And the farther it is away from me, the harder it is to see. There we go. Alright, now we need to go into the very tip of that point, because now we're going to add our cup button in there. Okay. Oopsies. So, we're going to add, I've got, what are these called? Crystal Labrador. You're going to pick up 2 seed beads, your cup button, and going into only one hole of your cup button. Okay. On the top of my cup button, I'm going to put a 50-0, a 3mm, and a 50-0. And I'm going to drop down in the next hole of the cup button, placing that on top like this. You know, you can't really see it because it kind of camouflages in the cup button, but it's there. And you're going to pick up 2 more white seed beads, the 50-0s, and you're going to go right back into the original point of the snowflake. And now you're going to reinforce this. And I'm going to do it 3 times. So I'm going to go through the first 2 beads into the cup button, and I'm going to snag that 50-0 that's inside the cup button like that. Okay? You really want to do that because you'll never get your needle in there. into the 3mm, into the 50No and the cup button, and down the first two on this side, and into the 50No on the tip of the snowflake. Okay, so there's 2 times. And go back up into here, into the cup button, and into that 50No inside the cup button. Okay? And we have... It went in there? Okay. Into 3mm, back down, into the 50Nos underneath, and across into the original point you came out of. Now I'm just going to tie my thread off. So I'm going to go right back down these 50Nos on the tip of this snowflake. I am going to put my needle underneath there, and I'm going to make sure I snag between the 50No and the 4mm. I want to snag it there. Okay? So I'm going to wrap once, pull it, and now I'm going to go into the 4mm, into the 50No underneath it, the bottom there, and I'm going to do 2 in between the 50No and the 4mm. I'm going to snag it once, or wrap it once, twice. Make sure I pull it slow so I get it in the right spot, and give it a good tight pull. And go up into the 4mm, like so, and into the 3mm across. I'm skipping going in the tip, I don't need to go in there. And we're going to tie one more knot. Okay. One more knot, and I'm doubling it. Again, making sure it's going between the 50No and the 4mm. Okay, and pull it tight. Now I'm just going to run through some beads now and cut my thread off, like so. I'm actually going to go right up into some 50Nos because I'm going to burn the end of that, and it will have a hard time coming out through a 50No. Okay, so now you've got your cup button attached. All your threads are attached. I'll be right back. I'm going to get my lighter. Okay, so we're going to cut this off, and I'm going to leave about 1/4 of an inch here. You can see the thread sticking out. I'm just going to burn it so it makes a little ball right there, so it's not going to come off. And I'm going to do the same with my tail thread. Snip it and burn it, and like that. Okay, so this bracelet is absolutely stunning. Whoops, upside down. Alright, so that's how that's going to sit on your wrist. Look at how gorgeous this is, guys. It is just beautiful. Okay, you can see all the pretty little snowflakes. Now you're going to take your needle, and what you need to do now is you're going to do opposite to your cup button. On this end here, you came out on the bottom, you're going to attach it on the top up here. So all I'm going to do up here is go through here, and I'm going to tie a knot between the 50No and the crystal. And we're going to tie 2 like so. And like so. Alright, now we're going to work our way up to the tip of this point here. So we're going to work our way up here. Okay, so I'm at the tip here. Miyuki's being very loud. And this one here, when I tie my loop, I'm going to use red 15-0s. And I'm going to put on 36. 34 wasn't enough last time, so I'm going to put 36. These red ones are silver line crystal. That's all they are. Red. Okay, so I have 20. I kind of like to spread them out. It's easier to pick them up. And we have 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have 36 this time. Last night I only had 34, I think it was. And it seriously was not enough. So now you're just going to go right back through your tip of your bead like so. Why doesn't that still seem like it's not enough? I guess it will be. I don't know. I'm sure it is. Okay, and now you're just going to go ahead and reinforce this entire loop. Try not to skip any of the 15-0s. Just reinforce it. Go back down through every single one. And including the white. Give it a good tight pull. And back up. These are Miyuki seed beads in the 15-0, by the way. Yep, these are Miyukis, so they're a little bit tinier and smaller than a Toho, and a Toho seed bead you're going to use less. A Toho 15-0. Okay, so here is my third time around. So it's good and reinforced. And I'm going into the 15-0. Whoops. Do not want to snag because I'm not going to go back through these. So let's make sure this baby fits without any problems, and it sure does. Okay, so I'm going to go through the white bead, and then I'm going to start tying off. Okay, I'm done with my loop. Now I'm just going to go down here to these three, and I'm going to start tying off the crystal here. So I'm going to go through that loop once, twice, pull, and make sure you got it in the right place. Okay, now through the crystal so I can pull. Whoops. Oh, that didn't work out. There we go. Pull the knot inside. Okay, it's because I have the knot right there, that's why. Alright, now I'm going up into the red one, the 15-0. Whoops. Like so. Okay. And I'm going to tie a knot right here between the 15 and the crystal, and then I'm going to go into the 3mm across. Not going to go into the seed beads. And go down here. And into the 15-0. Come on. Just want to snag the 15 out. I want to tie one more knot. There we go. Oh boy. There we go. Don't want to break any beads, guys. So be very careful with your 15-0s because they bust very easily. And we've got one more knot happening. Come on. Want it between there. Hold it, pull it. Okay, so time to just run through some beads now. I'm going up into the star point like that. Give it a good tight pull. Cut it off. Burn it so it doesn't come out. And I'm going to do the same thing with this tail. You can use a thread zapper. I like using a lighter. It's just as quick. The thread zappers, they don't last very long. I've had 4 of them and none of them work. So I don't even bother buying them anymore. I just use lighters. I'm not a big fan of the thread zappers. You got to keep changing the tips constantly. And I change the tips on mine and they still don't work. So, alright. So all I do to clean my beads is I just rub them on the bead board onto your mat. Just give them a good little, get your fingerprints off and shine them up. That's all I do. Look at your bracelet. Guys, look at this. Look how gorgeous this bracelet turned out. Let me zoom out for you so you can see how pretty this is. Absolutely stunning. Yes, it's a wee bit too big. I will put it on for you. Hopefully this fits over the cup button and not the struggle I had last night. And it does. So there is your snowflake bracelet. Isn't that gorgeous? I have the kits will be on Etsy right below this video. You can find the link. And the kits are $30 because of all the Swarovski crystals. And this will make you about an 8.5 inch bracelet. Okay? If you buy the kit, just come back to this video, refer to this video, and all you're going to do is make your components the same over and over again and attach them this way. For an earring, you can make it this way with using just this part of not with the loop on the end, but this part of your snowflake. You can use these and make a little loop at the top and put an earring finding on that. And you can make a necklace out of this by attaching them this way. They'll all go in a circle like this. See? Okay, you can do just about anything with these components. So I hope this really helps you guys. And you go and try and make your snowflakes. You can even make a little brooch out of that too, or a ring. A ring would be pretty out of this as well. So, alright guys, thanks for joining me and thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like my video, and I'll see you guys soon on the next video. Take care everyone. Have a blessed weekend and God bless. Bye.